The world of VR games is rapidly expanding, with new games altogether or VR iterations of existing popular games. Dozens of VR games have been released already this year, but we've rounded up the 5 best options. It's worth noting that some games may only be available on select headsets, like the PS VR2 or the Quest 2, but this detail will be noted when applicable. Number 1. Horizon Call of the Mountain. In Horizon Call of the Mountain, you play as Ryas, a disgraced former soldier on a mission to unravel a mystery that will help you redeem yourself and save your people. To achieve these goals, you'll ascend the peaks of the Karja Sundam and journey into the wilds. Along the way, you'll meet Aloy and other familiar faces from the Horizon series. Both of the previous games in the Horizon series are revered for being visually stunning. Luckily, this game is no different, and you get to enjoy all the beauty built into the world with an immersive 360-degree experience. You'll feel like you're in the Karja and Nora homelands, and every encounter with a character or an enemy machine will feel richer. It's no surprise that Horizon Call of the Mountain is exclusive to the PS VR2 headset. You can play this game seated or standing, and it's easy to spend hours playing, so you'll likely want to get some accessories for your PS VR2 that'll make your experience more comfortable. Number 2. Propagation Paradise Hotel. In Propagation Paradise Hotel, you're trapped inside a hotel with monsters. A strange illness has infected the people in and around the Paradise Hotel, turning them into savage creatures. You've been separated from your sister, and it's up to you to navigate the hotel safely to find her. This game should work with any PC VR headset and should be coming soon to PlayStation VR 2. You can play while sitting, but you'll need to make sure you have plenty of space around you to grab things in front of you. Number 3. Vertigo 2. Vertigo 2 Inches is a single-player adventure shooter that sends you exploring through alien flora and fauna from other universes while you find your way home. This game was built from the ground up for VR, and has even drawn comparisons to the legendary VR title, Half-Life Alyx. You wake up in the Quantum Reactor 7, and as you start making your journey back home, you start to encounter flora and fauna from other universes leaking into the Quantum Reactor 7 area. You carry an arsenal of 14 weapons, and they all have unique reload mechanics and a different feel. The main campaign is much longer than the original Vertigo game, and you'll encounter 10 new bosses. Vertigo 2 Inches brings back a lot of the characters from the original Vertigo, and they're fully voiced to make the game more immersive. This is a VR-only game, so you won't be able to play it on a console or a computer without a virtual reality headset. Vertigo 2 Inches is compatible with PC VR headsets, and the developer hopes to eventually release the game on the PS VR2 headset as well. Number 4. Firmament. If you enjoyed the classic adventure games Myst and Riven, you'll want to try Firmament, the newest game from Cyan Worlds. Firmament is a puzzle adventure game that features rich storytelling and world building. When you first start the game, the world seems abandoned, but it comes alive as you explore and unlock the mysteries of 3 realms. As you explore the 3 realms, you carry a device with you called an adjunct. The adjunct is your interface as you solve puzzles and unlock secrets. The 3 realms are full of giant, mysterious machines, and you'll need to figure out why they're in the world. You'll have a handy spirit who shows up as you start exploring, and she helps you while also sharing bits about her own story. When you buy Firmament, you'll be able to play it in standard mode on the platform you buy it on, as well as on a compatible VR headset. This game is compatible with most VR headsets, including the Valve Index, HTC Vive, and the Quest 2. It's easy to play Firmament while sitting down, and there are accessibility features like enabling smooth or snap turning, quick travel, and height quantization. Number 5. Resident Evil Village VR. The VR mode of Resident Evil Village was released as a free DLC to anyone who already owned the base game. If you don't own the base game, you can try out the VR mode on a PS VR2 for free with a short demo, before deciding whether it's worth the cost. The Resident Evil games have frequently been released as PlayStation exclusives, but the base Resident Evil Village game is actually available on all major platforms. The VR version, however, is exclusive to the PS VR2 headset. Although you need to own the base game in order to play the VR DLC, you could own the base game on Xbox or Steam and still play in VR mode, as long as you own a PS VR2. Number 5. Humanity combines puzzle solving and action platforming for a unique result. You control crowds of people, commanding them all to do various actions, like jumping, turning, pushing, floating, shooting, or climbing. The game's story mode contains 90 different stages to play through, and you'll even encounter some boss battles along the way. Humanity is available on most VR headsets, and you can play from a comfortable chair. There's no need to stand at all. When you buy Humanity, you'll be able to play the standard game on the platform you buy from, as well as the VR version of the game on a compatible headset.
Number 6. F123. F123 Inches is the official video game representing the 2023 FIA Formula 1 World Championship, featuring well-known circuits and top F1 drivers. When you buy F123, you'll be getting access to the standard game and the VR version. The content within each version is the same, but playing F123 inches on a computer versus with a VR headset are two completely different experiences. The VR version of F123 inches puts you behind the wheel of incredibly speedy cars as you compete for the top spot in multiple circuits. There are new Las Vegas and Qatar circuits to try out, and the game now incorporates red flags as an authentic strategic element for you to consider while racing. There's also a new chapter in the game's classic Breaking Point story mode. Many people don't play a racing game for the story, but the campaign is interesting enough to complete, and it's a great way to test out the game in VR mode. As you complete challenges and gain experience, you earn upgrades that make your car faster and more powerful. Then, you can take your upgraded car out in multiplayer mode and compete against strangers in the rankings. It's pretty easy to play. F123 inches in VR mode while you're sitting down. The game works with PC VR headsets but is not compatible with the PS VR2. However, if you have the MetaQuest 2, the HTC Vive Pro 2, or something similar, you should be good to go. Number 7. Peaky Blinders. This VR game is based on the popular television series Peaky Blinders, which originally aired on BBC Two. The show is a British period crime drama that follows multiple characters on the gritty, gangster-filled streets of 1920s London and Birmingham. Peaky Blinders, The King's Ransom, doesn't follow the show's narrative exactly, but it'll feel like the same universe fans have come to know and love. The game features many iconic locations from the show, including the Garrison Tavern, the Shelby's betting shop, and Charlie's Yard. You'll get to have conversations with the legendary Tommy Shelby and Arthur Shelby, both voiced by the original actors, as well as some great new characters. When you find yourself on the run from the firing squad, you'll turn to Tommy Shelby for help and become entangled in an even bigger plot. Peaky Blinders, The King's Ransom, is available for the MetaQuest 2 and Pico 4 headsets. Similar to other exploration games, you can play this game comfortably from a seated position.
Number 8. Humanity. Humanity combines puzzle solving and action platforming for a unique result. You control crowds of people, commanding them all to do various actions, like jumping, turning, pushing, floating, shooting, or climbing. The game's story mode contains 90 different stages to play through, and you'll even encounter some boss battles along the way. If you don't feel like playing in story mode, there are a ton of user-made levels crafted through the in-game stage creator. With this ever-growing library of user-created stages, puzzles, or sculptures, there's always something new to experience in Humanity. Players can rate the level or stage once they've played it, so it's easy to find out which levels rank among the best. When you play Humanity with a VR headset, you feel even more immersed in the role of a lone Shiba Inu commanding the hordes of people. You feel like you're towering over everyone as you dole out instructions. Humanity is available on most VR headsets, and you can play from a comfortable chair. There's no need to stand at all. When you buy Humanity, you'll be able to play the standard game on the platform you buy from, as well as the VR version of the game on a compatible headset. Number 9. Everslot Invasion is an action game in which your character takes on hordes of enemies with physics-based combat, special class-related skills, and a ton of unique weapons. There's a story to explore, though the combat and character systems are truly what make this VR game shine. Throughout the game, you'll run, dash, jump, and grapple your way through various fantasy environments. You can use melee and ranged weapons to fight your foes, and you'll unlock new weapons, maps, and lore items as you progress. You'll also be able to upgrade your weapons and your unique character skills to help you out in combat. There are 3 distinct classes to choose from: Warrior, Rogue, or Vanguard. Each class has different levels of mobility, resistance, range, and melee, as well as special character abilities. The game can be played alone, but it's better played as a co-op game with a friend. Then, you can choose one class, your friend can choose another, and you can use your skills together to wipe out the enemy hordes as effectively as possible. Number 10. Breachers. If you love military shooter games like Counter-Strike or Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, you'll probably love Breachers, a tactical 5v5 first-person shooter VR experience. You can choose to go on the offensive and play as an enforcer to eliminate enemies, disarm bombs, and infiltrate the enemy base. You can catch your opponents by surprise by swinging in through windows, blowing up walls, or using gadgetry like drones, cloaking devices, or breaching foam. Or you can opt to play as a revolter and defend your home base from enforcers. As a revolter, you're trying to prevent the other side from disarming your bomb. To do this, you use door blockers, trip mines, static field emitters, and proximity sensors, so you know when a point of entry on your base has been breached. All players will be able to purchase and customize weaponry, which includes pistols, SMGs, shotguns, assault rifles, and more, all of which can be modified with attachments to suit how you're trying to play. This game was built for VR only, which means there won't be a standard version you can play on a console or a PC, but there will be special attention to detail with how the game performs in your VR headset. There's also a spectator mode that can be viewed without VR hardware. Seated gameplay isn't officially supported, and you'll likely need to stand to make quick decisions and use a full range of motion. If this video have helped you, then don't go anywhere without subscribing to the channel and like the video if you want to see more content like this.